So this is the second pay-per-view of July. This time headlined by the rematch between Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje for the BMF belt. That's so corny. But at least it's between two guys that's definitely gonna put on a show that's worthy of that title. So my video on this dropping later than like anybody else's, low-key. And I don't want to come on here and say the same old thing like, oh, Dustin Poirier is really the same guy. He's just fine-tuned his skills. And, oh, Justin Gaethje, he's completely reinvented himself over the past couple of years, and that's going to be the determining factor in this fight. Because to be perfectly honest with you, I think all the technical stuff going to go out within the first minute of the fight. After whoever gets whammed the first good time, oh, it's just going to become a brawl from then on out, I promise you. So I don't even think all this technical talk even matters for real. It's just going to come down to who's a little bit smarter and who can endure all the punishment. Both guys are tough to stop, so that's another thing that's going to make this fight absolutely bonkers. A real Fight of the Year candidate. But to keep it short and sweet, all these years later, I do still view Dustin Poirier as both the smarter and more technical fighter. And because of that, I think he's going to be the one that end up finding the stoppage. With all that being said, I don't know when. It really don't matter. Even if the fight 2 minutes, it's going to be a barn burner. So whatever. Moving on. Alex Pereira making his 205 debut against Jan Blachowicz, which I ain't gonna lie, everything about this is absolutely insane. Pereira just got sent to the Shadow Realm like 2-3 months ago, and he's already coming back. Not only that, he picked one of, if not the worst matchup for him up in the light heavyweight division, and he said, let's run it. And the reason for it being such a bad matchup is Jan's very well-rounded game, and also his fight IQ, usually. Really, when I personally speak on him having a high IQ, it really comes from following and executing his game plan, as well as prepping for his opponent's biggest strengths. But just from a skill set perspective, I don't know about this one, Alex. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people are once again ruling Jan out completely on the feet, which, yeah, he has his openings against Pereira's best weapons. I understand that, but again, he usually shows him a good knowing and understanding of his opponent's best weapons and being ready for him. And I don't know if this is just a personal thing, but I'm not doubting Jan Blachowicz on the feet no more, because obviously I thought Adesanya was going to eat him up on the feet. Jan actually won. I thought Magomed Ankalaev was going to speed blitz Jan to death, and he couldn't even walk by the end of the night. So it's like Jan's unorthodox and uncanny style, it just works for some reason. And he does also have great timing. But obviously, if Jan decides to play it smart, run with the path of least resistance, and wrestle, Alex Pereira is more than likely completely doomed. Yeah, he's a big guy and all of that, but his grappling and jiu-jitsu is piss poor. And going against somebody who is pretty high level and Jan Blachowicz, I don't really think that's the best recipe. Even though Glover is his guy, and Glover's like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Jesus at 205, at the end of the day, Pereira ain't been training MMA for that long, so I don't really think he's going to matter too much. It is Poatan, and he is extremely dynamic and end the fight in 2 seconds, so I ain't ruling him out low-key. But Jan definitely is my pick. Card took quite a massive hit because Michel Pereira decided to come in and be a big boy, missing weight horrendously. And Wonder Boy decided not to move on with the fight. Tough but smart move from him. I ain't mad at it. And I'll quickly speak on the hopefully retirement fight from Tony Ferguson. I see no way on God's green earth that he gets this one done. He is exponentially falling off. Like, this is an insane fall off and quite sad to see. But I don't think he got anything in him no more to keep up with somebody like Bobby Green, who's old in his own right, but they just aged completely differently. Tony Ferguson might as well be 67 in the cage the way he be looking. That Nick Diaz fight was egregious. Maybe he can find something weird to hit Bobby with and stun him or knock him out or something by the grace of God. But I ain't gonna lie. I think Tony finna get beat up for however long the fight lasts. I'ma hate to watch it. Fantastic card. One of them ones that you know is going to deliver because it literally has no choice but to, even if it's just the main event. My only complaint is that this and the Errol Spence Bud Crawford card going on simultaneously, and I quite frankly think that should be a criminal offense. I'm still tapped into both though.